Josh Marshall is putting on a fantastic event that you need to be a part of coming up on Saturday, the 17th of June. If you don't know Josh has for many, many years been running an organisation called Inclusion Access. And what Inclusion Access is about is improving the quality of life for people with a disability by essentially providing them with information, essential information on accessible venues so that when a person with a disability, say if they're like Josh, confined to a wheelchair, if they go out to a restaurant, they know that they're going to be able to get into the restaurant. The tables are going to be at a height that's going to make eating not too much of a chore, that the toilets and other facilities at that restaurant or whatever business it might be are going to be fully accessible and not just perhaps what the management or the owners consider accessible, and that all other boxes are ticked. And this is important stuff for people with a disability. And we're not just talking about people confined to a wheelchair either, but Josh is also putting on what promises to be a fantastic afternoon's entertainment on Saturday, the 17th of June. It's called Hidden Abilities, a performance with a difference. Let's find out a little bit more. Josh Marshall joins me now. Josh, good morning and welcome. Always good to have a chat to you.
Hi, David. Great to be here.
You've got what I reckon sounds like a fantastic event coming up in the middle of next month, June 17. It's the Hidden Abilities Talent Gala. And this sounds superb because all of the performers, basically anyone involved with this event, have a disability themselves. So it's going to be terrific to actually highlight what people with a disability have done to overcome that, to let their other talents shine through. Tell me a little bit more about this evening.
Yeah, so it's just what you said. Everybody performing on stage, whether it's a local acts like D-Dance or the Rainbow Choir or the Wilson and State School Signing Choir, to international acts like our keynote is Tom Nash. He is a man with no arms or legs due to injury, but he is there to inspire people with disability to do what they want to do in society. Yep. His catchphrase is growing from adversity. One of our main singers is Tim McCallum, so he was on The Voice. He's a wheelchair user, but he's a great opera singer. That'll be a lot of really good entertainment there, but we have a lot of other acts that are Brisbane or Sydney based, so national and obviously Tom being international acts attending this event. But more than that, we do have a lot of local talent as well that people don't often realise is even out there.
Yep.
That people with disability do have something to give back to the community.
Absolutely, yeah. And to be able to shine the spotlight on that is fantastic. Was it hard to pull this together?
It's taken probably a good 12 months.
Right, okay, yep.
I wouldn't say it was hard, but obviously you're dealing with a lot of moving parts.
Yep.
So this is at the Annex, which is behind City Hall. Mm-hmm. There'll be Ben and Co. So he's a young boy with a disability serving coffee out the front. There'll be a sausage sizzle. There'll be that sort of stuff. But we'll also have a silent auction there. We're auctioning things that were donated to us from people with disability. Which will, and or some of the items like Harvey Norman have given us in-house disability in-house assistance package, which is like you turn lights on and off through voice, or turn PowerPoints by voice, that kind of thing.
Yep.
So
fantastic. So this is June 17. How do people get hold of tickets, and how much are tickets?
So the tickets are $50 each.
Yep.
We've tried to keep it as inclusive as possible to get as many people attending as we can. Trybooking.com.au and search for Hidden Ability and you'll find it. Or you can go to our website, www.inclusionaccess.com.au, and that's the first thing you come across is the Hidden Abilities Talent Gala promotion flyer.
Fantastic. But a great, inspiring evening because I would love to, and I'll approach Tom Nash and see if he's happy to have a chat, but his story, I think, would be inspiring for everyone who comes along. Don't let your disability, whatever that may be, hold you back. You can still achieve what you want to achieve, essentially.
That's right. I mean, there's so much more to us than our ability, than our impairment. And the fact is, David, everybody will be impaired at some stage in their life, whether it's a short-term impairment,
Yep.
a broken leg, or whether it's a long-term impairment. So 1 in 5 of these people will have a long-term impairment. We call that a disability at that stage. But everybody will be impaired. Let's move through that and move beyond that and realise life isn't about what we can and can't do. It's about embracing what our talents are.
Yep. But also good for members of the public who don't have a disability, but perhaps who run a business, or anyone is going to, in their daily lives, interact with people with a disability, to make them aware and to sort of try to hopefully remove some of the prejudices that they may have about what people with a disability can and can't do as well. It works both ways, surely.
Well, it does. And I think I look around, I look at our board, for instance, with Inclusion Access, and we all live with disability. And we'll often ask the question, what prevents you going out? Whether that person might be a wheelchair user or might have an intellectual disability. What impairs you going out in our community? And what the biggest thing is the stigmatisation of, or the attitudinal things, the barriers that you cannot overcome with putting a ramp or an accessible toilet in.
Yeah.
An accessible car park won't fix the fact that your front of house staff are not understanding of your requirements, and that's why a lot of people will stay home.
Yep.
We have the NDIS, and people thought that would break the box down. People lived in a box. No, it's made the box bigger.
Right. Yes.
But it hasn't broken the walls down.
Yeah. Isn't that interesting? Yeah, interesting analogy, because the things that are, the walls of the box are still there, and they are the things that money can't get rid of. It's changing that attitude.
Exactly.
Yeah. Very good point. The app, which I think is amazing. Tell me about, so you're taking basically the work that you've done with Inclusion Access over the last 5 or so years. We were both trying to work out how long it's been, and both coming up short, but this has been your life work for a lot of your working life, is all going to be encompassed into this smartphone app. Tell me about the Inclusion app and how it will work and what it will feature.
Okay. So I want you to think, you pick up your phone and you want to work out whether you want to go to somewhere to eat, somewhere to play, like an event, or a cinema, or you want to stay somewhere. That's what's going to be first. Next will be Live. That is part B of the app. And Live is GPs, churches, gyms, etc., for accessibility.
Yep.
So the first thing you do is you select Eat, Play, Stay. Then you search for either proximity to your device, your phone, or you search for your postcode. Then you'll have a drop-down menu of those 3 disability types. So you have mobility requirements, neurodiversity requirements, or sensory requirements. So you tick what your requirements individually are. It will then catalogue where you can and can't, or pretty much where you can go. Each of these places around the state to start with, and hopefully national, will be encompassed with photos and access consultant, me being an access consultant, myself with my small team of access consultants will review everywhere that's going to be on the app to say, all right, these are the photos, these are the measurements, these are the table heights, these are the counter heights, etc. And you can work out where you want to go from there. You then will be able to use it like a GPS between different venues. You'll be able to order a cab from the app. This is eventual. You'll be able to there's all sorts of booking and whatnot. This is all futuristic stuff. We're talking about. This app will be, if it's non-AAA WCAG rated, which means it's for all levels of disability, we'll be able to understand the content on this cataloguing app. And it will never cost anybody a cent. It's free for venues. It's free for users. It's going to be an app that allows people to use their community the way they deserve to use their community and not sit at home in their 4 walls because they're worried about what they will encompass or discover when they want to go out.
Great idea. Doesn't come cheaply. I believe that the price just to get this app live, and when you think about what you just described, to get that sort of data for every major town and location around the state takes a lot of resources, a lot of manpower, a lot of work. Tell me the price that it will cost to get this app to a live stage.
So just the app being live, and so I myself have reviewed all the Toowoomba and Ipswich. So for that level, it'll cost about $250,000 for the app to be live with all the usability criteria. So $250,000, a lot of money, but that's what an app costs generally.
Yeah.
To roll it out for the whole state, it's going to cost well over $1 million. However, we will be working with different RTOs, regional tourism operators throughout the state, to roll this out. Through grants and other funding sources, hopefully we can roll this out. Our number one issue right now is the app. Once we have the app, we can move forward with the rollout.
Right, okay, fair enough. So, as you say, these things don't come cheap. So to fund it, you're looking at various grants, but people can make a donation if this is something that strikes a chord with them for whatever reason. People can make a donation via your website.
Yeah, exactly. We're a DGR, so that means deductible gift recipient. Now, what that means in day-to-day terms is every cent you give to us over $2 is tax deduction, which might be very helpful for business. But if you go to a website, www.inclusionaccess.com.au, again, you'll see a donate here button. That would be really helpful. If we all could put in a couple of dollars, this app would be up and going before we know it.
Yeah, absolutely. Josh Marshall there, so if you can help out, but certainly if you would like to go along Saturday 17th of June, it's going to be a terrific afternoon's entertainment at the Annex at the Toowoomba City Hall. Hidden Abilities, a performance with a difference featuring singing superstar Tim McCallum and Tom Nash, who's got an incredible story to share of his own journey of overcoming extreme disadvantage and his own disability. Really inspiring afternoon. And all of the performers, the people who are going to be serving you, and everyone involved in it has a disability of some sort. So very inspirational afternoon. Saturday, 17th of June, 1:30 at the Annex at the Toowoomba City Hall. You can book your tickets through trybooking.com. Trybooking.com. 9:26. I'll tell you what's in this week's edition of the ABC Southern Queensland newsletter. That's up next.